Good morning. I'm on the first floor exhibition area of the ICC in Belfast. Looking around me, there are displays from Slingshot Aerospace, National Nuclear Laboratory, and also more familiar names like Denroy and Queen's. And this morning, I'm joined by Robert Hill, who is manager of the Northern Ireland Space Cluster. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
First off, what is a space cluster?
Space Cluster is the amalgamation of all the capabilities here in Northern Ireland. So you look at the heritage we have in aerospace, in shipping, it used to be called the Black North. It's about applying all of that capability and skills knowledge that we have to space. And many people think, it's all about astronauts and all about rockets, and they are part of it. But there's a whole team of people, hundreds and thousands of people behind those astronauts to build those space stations and to build that ecosystem in space.
So do you feel this is a natural fit then for Northern Ireland, which, as you mentioned, has that historical construction background in constructing, manufacturing ships, planes, or rockets next?
Very much so. You think of what it takes to get something into space. You've got to design it, you've got to build it, you've got to test it, you've got to get it into space, deploy it, and then take the data from it. We have all those capabilities already here in Northern Ireland. If you think of vibration testing, which you think of a spaceship when it goes through gravity and into the atmosphere, it shakes. Well, we have resonate testing that do that work. In fact, they have done some work where satellites already in space. Thales Alenia Space have their propulsion competence centre. So there are satellites where the propulsion systems have been attached to the satellites in Belfast and are now in orbit. And KX Systems, who are here on the stand, they do data analytics for the fintech sector. They're now applying that to space, taking the massive amounts of data and making meaningful content from that in real time. So yes, we have all the capabilities here. We've built up over 100 years. It's now about applying that to the next generation of capabilities, which is space.
Well, in terms of manpower, a lot of the shipyards, the aerospace industry here, over the past 10 years or more, there have been so many layoffs and so many job cuts there. Do we have the manpower to physically manufacture those parts?
Absolutely. If you look at the likes of Queen's University, the Centre for Cybersecurity, we're building that next generation of content. And you look back to the 1960s, Sarah, the Armagh Planetarium. We have been doing STEM, we've been doing science, technology, engineering and mathematics interventions and outreach since the 60s. So we've been building that pipeline. And the universities and colleges are reactive. If they see a need, they will react. Queen's University say they already have the NERCSAT program, which is helping to design small satellites, CubeSats. Ulster University have remote sensing parts of their degree. So we're building that capability and pipeline, and it's a very strong pipeline for the future. OK,
thanks very much. That's Robert Hill from the Northern Ireland Space Cluster. We already heard yesterday one announcement of a deal between Spirit Aerospace and Skyrora. There could be more to come. It's all quiet now, but things will be kicking off here at about 8 a.m. and I'll be back next hour with more from an actual astronaut.